Hi folks, Christopher here. I know I haven't posted a video in a while, but I'm going to start here in a little bit, posting quite frequently, I hope. But right now I kind of want to rant about something that's upset me that Aniplex, a company that's been putting out anime DVDs, has been doing of late. If you're familiar at all with Japanese animation or anime, then you've undoubtedly heard of recently popular series called Sword Art Online. It's been put out subtitled on Hulu and Crunchyroll and a couple of other places, as well as now dubbed on Toonami, which is awesome to see back, by the way. I want to rant about how much Aniplex has decided that they're going to charge for this series. I've been collecting anime for around 10 years, if not a little bit longer. So, back in 2003, when anime was really starting to get big over here, discs ranged between about $20 to $30 a piece, which was really pricey, even back then, but, production costs were a bit more back then for putting out DVDs and whatnot, and they've come down, so, it was a little bit more acceptable then. But, I want to talk about some things that I've bought over the years and kind of compare them to what Aniplex is doing. One of the first sets that I bought was put out by ADV, and it was Sailor Moon Seasons 1 and R, uncut, no dub, just subtitled. These have 89 episodes between the two of them. The first season's 46 episodes, the second one is 43 episodes. The first one was $125, the second one was $100, give or take. And this was 2003, 2004. The second one that I want to talk about is Noir. Noir was put out by ADV starting in 2003 and I think running into 2004. I had to buy these discs individually. I didn't buy it as a box set. Each one was about $20 to $30. I think most of them I spent about $20 on, but there were a few I was only able to find at Suncoast, and they were about $30 a disc. A recent pickup has been Cash Earned Sins on Blu-ray. I bought this for $20. It's a 24 episode series. The entire run of Code Geass, which I bought for, I want to say $50 for the set. The entire run of Cowboy Bebop. This is the remastered versions. I bought for $20 at Best Buy when it was brand new. And now to kind of put a little bit more emphasis on my complaint with Aniplex. One of the first series that they were involved in was back in 2003. And it was called Full Metal Alchemist, which I'm sure probably all of you have heard of. And I have the entire run of Full Metal Alchemist here. I spent about $100 on this run, about $25 for each of these box sets, and then $50 for this box set. This is a 51 episode series for $100. Then I bought the limited edition Conquerors of Shambhala DVD, which has a bonus disc, a kind of making of art book, and little like cards that they include that they're including as a special bonus feature for the Sword Art Online discs, which is part of why I mention it here. And then the premium OVA collection. Both of these I got for about $20 a piece. And then, still with Aniplex, is Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I bought the Blu-ray box sets. I got these for $30 a piece or $60 for the pair. This is a 64 episode series for $60. That's less than $1 an episode. And then the OVA collection for Brotherhood, which is also on Blu-ray, for $20. And the Sacred Star of Milos on Blu-ray, also $20. Now, why I bring all this up is that Aniplex has decided, because of a series that they sold before called, I believe it's Puella Madoka Magi Magica, and if I butchered that name, I apologize, I haven't seen the series yet. They charged a rather hefty sum for that series, and people paid it. And so now Aniplex has gotten it in their head that they can charge whatever they want for a series and people are going to pay it. Some people like to defend it in saying that, well, anime is just more expensive in Japan, so it stands to reason to be more expensive here too. And while in theory, yes, that does make a certain amount of sense, if it costs, more in Japan, why would it be cheaper here where they have the dubbing costs, the import costs, the licensing fees, and whatnot? If Funimation can release entire series for, $50 or so a piece for Blu-rays, then there's no excuse for what Aniplex is doing with Sword Art Online or any of its other series, mind you. It's not exclusive to Sword Art, but Sword Art's one that I was looking forward to, and once I found out about it, I told them to go fuck themselves. They're charging $45 for a single disc that is between 6 and 7 episodes of Sword Art Online for the DVD. For the Blu-ray, they are charging $90. And these are discounted prices, mind you. The original suggested retail prices are quite a bit more. I want to say for the Blu-ray it's like $120 a disc. And so they like to, throw in little special features like, it has a booklet, a little booklet about, some of the details on making the series, and it has a soundtrack, which I love Yuki Kajiura's music, so don't get me wrong, I'm not dogging on the soundtrack itself, but soundtracks cost about $20 tops. The little cards, they're card stock. I can take, if I had scans of them, I could go to Kinko's and get those printed for, nothing. And the little booklet, if it's anything like any of the other Aniplex booklets that I've gotten with stuff, it's probably on cheap paper and not all that expensive to begin with. So, if you look at it from an objective standpoint, there's absolutely no excuse for a $120 price tag for 7 episodes, or 6 episodes for one of the lesser, filled volumes. And keep in mind that Sword Art Online, it's not honestly a terribly good series. The first season is amazing, and if it had stopped there, or if they had made the first season longer and just cut the second season entirely, I would have an entirely different opinion of Sword Art Online. I still wouldn't pay as much as they want you to pay for it, but my opinion would be drastically different. But they didn't, so it is what it is. The dub is terrible. It's not really the actors or actresses' faults. It's largely the casting director who didn't seem to know how to cast people to fit roles. The actor that plays Kirito, for example, the main character, sounds like he's about 20 years older than the character that he's supposed to be portraying. He's supposed to be portraying a character that's 14 years old at the outset of the series and sounds more like he's in his 30s. The actress that plays Asuna, the second, main character, doesn't fit the role at all. The actor that plays Klein, one of the primary secondary characters, also doesn't fit the character at all. It's a lot of bad decisions in the casting, and so for me to look at it from having seen other series that Aniplex has been connected to, like Full Metal Alchemist, where you have a really good dub, where the cast pretty much fits every single role. There's not a single role that I would point to and say that actor or actress just does not fit that role at all. It's not a single one like that in Full Metal Alchemist or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And I have to pay a significant amount less to get the entirety of Full Metal Alchemist. I mean, even both series, plus both OVAs, plus both movies, still doesn't get me anywhere close to the price that they're wanting for Sword Art Online. And Sword Art Online, mind you, is 25 episodes versus, 115 episodes between the two series? I don't get it. And the fact that they think that, you or I am going to go out of our way to pay them that much money for a mediocre series is ridiculous. It's absurd. I would have gladly bought the entire series had it been more reasonably priced. And the fact that people defend this is appalling. Bandai in Japan is getting ready to re-release Gundam Wing on Blu-ray. Completely restored, high definition, for less than $300 once the conversion's done. In Japan, where they're notoriously more expensive. Gundam Wing is a 49 episode series. 49 episodes. Nearly twice as many as Sword Art Online. And yet, costs less in Japan than Sword Art Online costs here. I'm just saying. This is ridiculous. The only way that we can get them to stop charging this much money for a series is to not buy it. That's why Funimation and the other dubbing companies lowered the prices on their DVDs and started doing box sets where they could make them cheaper. Because it's cheaper to produce a box set than it is to produce individual volumes, because you don't have to put out as many discs. Is to stop buying them. Don't buy it. They will drop the prices on this stuff to increase the sales. It's gonna happen. If you quit shelling out the money for this overpriced crap, then they will stop charging it. If they realize that it won't sell at that price, it will no longer be that price. It's very simple. So stop giving into their demands and stop giving them money. Watch it on Hulu, watch it on, Crunchyroll. Yes, they get a certain amount of money from that as well, from the licensing, but it's not nearly as much. Watch it somewhere else. Don't watch it on the DVDs. Watch it on Toonami. And screw you, Aniplex. You're not getting any more of my money.